Okay, so welcome back, and today Ash Ketchum is going to be delivering the GS ball to the Orange Islands. Now we're going to put that ball right here. Anyways, this is a quest assigned to him by Professor Oak, so let's find out what 5 Pokemon he's going to be taking with him when leaving Pallet Town. Eevee. Actually, we probably should remove Eevee from the list now. Okay, Eevee. And right away, Ash is going to also take one of his newer Pokemon. I like this idea, taking the newer Pokemon that you don't have a lot of experience with. It's good to train them up, Ash. This is an extremely great idea. Onix 2. Wow, Ash really wants his unexperienced Pokemon with him for this. Nido. Okay, it's nice to have one of Ash's stronger Pokemon. And last, Tentacruel. Yeah, I really like this idea. This is a nice split of experienced Pokemon and newer Pokemon. Though I will say, I am a bit concerned that one of his Pokemon doesn't evolve, and most of them are evolved, so there's not a lot of growth potential here. I think I would have preferred it if he brought Psyduck instead of Onix, but hey, it's his choice. Actually, it's the Wheeler's choice, not mine, so I guess I'll have to respect it. Okay, first island, and Ash is going to, after getting here, swap his Pokemon a little. Maybe he's realized that he could use a water type to travel from the islands, and he's not a fond of using Tentacruel, or maybe he's just decided he wants to do something else. Let's find out. Okay, so after moving his team around, apparently Ash must have seen the forest on this island because he decided to swap his Beedrill in, and I guess it reminded him of Viridian Forest where he caught Beedrill, and for whatever reason he also decided to swap his 2 fire types onto the team, likely because he's preparing for trouble maybe and thinking fire types are a good Pokemon to have. But nothing else really happened, so Ash is able to deliver the GS ball, and hearing about the league, he decides to take it on, so he's going to be moving to the next island. Okay, Ash is now on the next island. This is where he canonically gets Lapras, but oh, it looks like Ash is still gonna get the Lapras. So with this, the question is, will Ash be swapping Lapras onto the team? And let's find out. Yes, Ash will be swapping Lapras on the team, so let's find out who he's going to be taking from the team for Lapras. After a little bit of thinking, Ash will decide that he is going to send one of his fire types back. And Magmar, it's just not cooperating, so Ash decides to send it back to the lab for this new Pokemon. And so with that, Lapras will join the team, and to be honest, crossing the sea with Lapras will be a much funner experience than it was with Tentacruel, simply because Lapras has more room and is more comfortable. Okay, with the successful catch of Lapras, Ash decides that, you know, he sent Magmar back, but maybe he should change his team a little, so let's find out what he changes the team. Ash decides to keep things simple. Since he doesn't need Tentacruel to ferry him across the sea, he decides to give Onix a turn on the team. And with that, Ash is going to be moving on from the Lapras Island. Okay, Ash is on the next island, and we're gonna just jump into his gym battle, and essentially Ash needs another water type for water gun aiming test. So after some thinking, Ash decides that he's going to pull out Duck. So Duck will temporarily be on the team. And during this, Ash will be able to win. So the question is if he is going to keep Duck on the team with whoever he swapped out or return Duck to the lab. I say Duck, it's Psyduck. Ash doesn't nickname his Pokemon. I do though, cause I am lazy. And after a bit of thinking, Ash is going to send Duck back. But it doesn't really matter the fate of Duck because Ash has won a gym badge. He is already a fourth of the way done with the league. Congratulations. Okay, well, on this island, he's got the gym badge, so he's just going to move on to the next island, battle the next gym. Okay, now Ash is on Mandarin Island, and currently there are a few weird things going on with Pokemon. Later we learn it's because of Team Rocket, but before Ash is going to deal with Team Rocket and stuff, he is going to move around his team to best be prepared for the strange happenings on the island. Okay, Ash only makes one change. He sends Lapras to the lab temporarily so that he can bring Pidgeot, because he's thinking Lapras is a great Pokemon, but she's not very into battling. While dealing with Team Rocket though, Ash is going to actually catch one of the Pokemon. Okay, so what happens here is after saving all of the wild Pokemon from Team Rocket, a Magnemite, likely attracted to the powerful electricity of Raichu, decides to join the team. Now the question is, will Ash swap to add it to the team or will he not? And the answer to this question is no, Ash is content as is with his team right now. Okay, so now that this is done, Ash feels ready to move on. But there's one problem. You see, Lapras isn't on his team, so he's going to have to send someone back to the lab. And after some thinking, Ash is going to decide to... After only a moment of thought, Ash decides to send the Fire Horse back to the lab to make room for Lapras. With this, Ash will be able to move on no problem to Sunburst Island. Well, on Sunburst Island, Ash isn't going to do much. He's still going to go on the Crystal Onyx side quest, but he's not going to catch Onyx or anything. Nothing really changes. He just continues on. Essentially what happens is, well, on this strange island with archaeological discoveries happening, Ash finds a Thunderstone that seems to somehow have been transported here. Anyways, we learn that the islands are Kabutos, and Jolteon, well, Eevee evolves into Jolteon to help Pikachu with a powerful Thunderbolt that drives the Kabutos away. Okay, Ash is now on Naval Island, where his next gym battle is, except for can we really call it a gym battle? So with this one, I feel like Ash's team would do just as well as in the anime, so we will give him a good chance of winning. But let's see if Ash is getting too confident. Plus he doesn't have Charizard, so he might have trouble making the sled. But nope, Ash is able to easily obtain his next badge. Okay, Ash gets accused of stealing fruits, but he doesn't. He didn't steal any grapefruit. It was discovered that it is a Snorlax. And after chasing the behemoth Pokemon away, Ash is able to continue on his journey. Ash chases some museum thieves onto a ship and discovered that the thieves are Pokemon who were unhappy that their trainer's trophy was taken from the ship to be displayed on museum. Though, unlike in the anime, things are going to go a bit different here as the will has decided. Okay, after talking to the ghost Pokemon, Ash does manage to convince one to join his team, and I increased the number of ghost Pokemon this guy had because it just made sense that he would have more than 2 ghost types. And Ash is going to get a Misdreavus, which will hint at Hoenn. This is a new Pokemon that no one watching the anime would have seen. It's gonna essentially be our Togepi, I guess. After a bit of thinking, Ash will decide that he doesn't feel like swapping his new ghost type onto the team yet. So we can continue on to Golden Island. And well, on Golden Island, Ash won't really do anything. You know, Team Rocket's not following him in this timeline, so Meowth's not there, so nothing really happens. After a moment of thought and attempting, Ash decides that he feels good with his team right now. There's no reason to catch more Pokemon than he needs. With this decision, Ash is going to walk around the town a little, and then he's going to think, no, maybe a new Pokemon would be good. I mean, the last time he caught one was not very long ago. I'm not sure why he feels the need to catch more. But as the joke has been thus far, Ash is trying to catch them all. And this time, Ash is going to catch a Venomoth. Ash considers swapping it in, and after a moment's thought, he decides, nah, he should just continue on. Okay, Ash stops at an unnamed island for a bit, and he decides to catch something. But the only Pokemon found here, as in the episode A Way Off Day Off, is Farfetch'd. Congrats, you are now the proud owner of a Farfetch'd. Do you want to swap it onto the team or no? Nope, Ash just caught this super rare Pokemon, but he has no desire of adding it to his team. So, guess that means that we're moving on. And now we're on the next island with a gym. So, what's Ash going to do? Well, here, he's going to swap around his Pokemon just to feel comfortable with the team he's bringing to the gym battle. Cool. Okay, so Ash is now going to be challenging the gym battle. He only did one thing. He added the Nidoking to his team. I'm going to say that Ash has a really good chance of beating the gym. And Ash is going to be winning. Congratulations, buddy. Okay, so with this, Ash is going to try to catch a Pokemon. Though, very interesting, the episode where Ash gets his Spike Shell badge, which is where we are now, that episode happens on this island, and on this island, there's only one known wild Pokemon. So, I guess Ash is getting an Elekid. Okay, so now Ash is going to be continuing on to the next island, so let's see what happens there. Okay, so now Ash is moving islands. Though he's not going to do anything on Fairchild Island, he's just going to move on to the next island. And it seems like Ash is going to try to catch something. Let's see what his options are. Never mind. Never mind. Sorry, Ash, you can't catch any Pokemon on this island. Well, that means nothing. Okay, so Ash is finally on the last island that has a gym, so Ash is going to swap his Pokemon in preparation for the gym. Okay, so Ash decided not to change his team at all, but he is going to be battling the gym, and he is going to be losing. Maybe he's a bit overconfident and stuff, you know, so he might want to swap Pokemon. I swap a poison type because she uses a psychic Pokemon, and I go for probably a ghost type or a bug like Butterfree, but it's up to Ash. Okay, so Ash is going to swap his Pokemon. Again, I hope that he swaps in an actual useful way, but he probably won't. So let's find out what he does. Okay, so Ash doesn't change his team around at all. So we're just going to see if he... Yep, this time, knowing what he's doing, Ash is going to win. Okay, Ash is going to stay on unnamed island for a little bit, but nothing is going to happen. He quickly moves on. Okay, so it's time. It's time. So let's find out what team Ash is going to be taking to this. Okay, Ash's first member is going to be his own Onix. So let's see if this goes well for him. It's not the Pokemon I would have brought to this, but it is a Pokemon. It's a choice. Okay, next Ash is going to be taking his Kingler. Now this is a monster of a choice. Kingler is a really good Pokemon of Ash's. And next he's going to be taking his Flightless Bird. It does have a bit more experience than other Pokemon he could have chosen, but it's definitely not my favorite. Oh, that's going to be hard. Ash has opted to bring in his duck. You know, the duck that he never did anything with, that has just been sitting in the box since the day he caught it. I'm not feeling very confident. And of course, Ash is going to be bringing in his starter and Ace, as well as for his final member, it's his bird. Okay, I will say I do think Ash stands a chance if he sends out his duck to battle the Ditto. Even if the duck loses, he'll have no issue taking it out with Raichu. And then with Onix, I think his Onix will be able to whittle it down. Then he can swap to one of his other Pokemon to finish it. For Gengar, he has 2 normal flying types, meaning that most of Gengar's ghost type moves will not work, so I see him winning that. And then I can see him using the other flying type to take out Venusaur. Pikachu can probably take on Electrovole, and with that, I think Kingler will be able to either one-shot Dragonite with a Lucky Guillotine, or weaken it enough for Ash to be able to send out Raichu to win. But there is something that can happen. His Psyduck could evolve, and that will make it almost certain that he wins. Oh my goodness, it does. This means that Ash will be sending out his duck, and it will be getting a power boost. And with the evolution that it will be getting, Golduck is really good with psychic type moves and can hit 2 of Drake's Pokemon super effectively. I think that this really raises Ash's chance of winning. Okay, so for this, with this evolution, I am going to be giving Ash a higher chance of winning than losing, and look at that, Ash does it. Ash has beat Drake. Yes, congrats, Ash. Unfortunately, despite everything, when Ash meets Lapras' family, he is going to release the Lapras. So, bye-bye, Lapras. But that will be the end of his Orange Island journey, so let me know if you want to see his next journey.